Hello, Catamounts. My name is Alex Hoffman, and this is Chats with Cats presented by Wheat TV. In this series, I will be interviewing some of our amazing athletes here at WCU. Today's guest is Isabella Sambola from our women's tennis team. How are you, Isabella?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So we'll jump right into this. Please introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what you do on the team.
So I'm Isabella Sambola. I play for the women's tennis team here at WCU. That's pretty much it.
Do you do singles or doubles or both?
Both.
Okay, cool. So tell me a little bit about what brought you to play tennis at WCU.
At the time I had a lot of visits, so it was in the middle of, I had 4 visits. I was visiting here, visiting other colleges. What brought me here, obviously my coach. He sent me an email, and I came here and I loved how pretty it was here. That's what really drew me to come here, honestly. It felt like home. It's very different from where I'm from. I'm from New Orleans, so it's not as less trees, no mountains at all, below sea level. It's very different. So I think I love the diversity of how it looked here, and it just was beautiful. I was literally captivated with the mountains and everything. So
Yeah, we have a very unique and gorgeous campus, honestly.
Yeah, very unique. With everything I've seen, all the other colleges, it did not compare to this one, especially. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
One thing that you did mention is your coach. What kind of impact would you say your coach has on you?
I love how open he is. I know everyone has different relationships with the coaches. For me, very, very open. I actually came early in the summer to train early, and I feel like I really got to know him a bit more. So that helps me have a close relationship, and it obviously helps your tennis. Having a good coach is a huge impact. It's 50-50. So if it's just you, it's harder to improve and it's harder to do things on your own. But when you have someone you know you can talk to, it is nice. So, and my team especially. I love my team. When I did come visit the first place, it was they were mostly seniors, so they all left. And then we all have a very young team, so it's all sophomores and then 2 juniors. But I love my team, and they're a huge impact as well for why I'm here as well.
So you mentioned your team, and that actually leads right back into my next thing I was going to ask about, which is the family feel that is in a lot of our athletics at WCU in general as well, but I've noticed all of our athletics teams talk about how much of a family they are, so I did kind of want to hear about that from you for tennis.
We are definitely a family. We laugh like a family. We do everything outside like a family. We fight like a family. I think it's good to have those ups and downs, and it brings us closer and really get to know each other more with what bothers us, what makes us happy, and it brings us closer. And when we play, we want the other teams to see that we are very close, and that is an intimidation factor in a way, because it shows that really nothing will break us, and we will always be there for each other no matter what the outcome is. So
yeah, and I think that also especially helps for those of you that play doubles too.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Whoever you're playing doubles with, you got to be close and know how they're playing too.
Yeah, I've played. We have switched the doubles a lot, so I've played with pretty much almost everyone except for maybe 2 or 3, if I'm not wrong. But I'm playing doubles with Angela right now. So, and then we were also together last season. So we got very close, especially, and we're comfortable with each other as well. So yeah.
Yeah, it's really good to hear. What or who would you say motivates you to play tennis?
Myself. I have no relation to tennis in my family. No one in my family plays tennis. My sister is a ballet dancer, so it's completely different field. But yeah, honestly, myself and my teammates especially, they motivate me. It's when there's days where it happens, you're human, you don't want to play, it's harder, it's cold, you don't really want to do it, and they motivate you. You know, you have people dealing with the same acclimation and everything, with tests and everything. It's very hard, but having that family, again, like I said before, it helps. And my family back at home, I can call them, and I'm lucky that I'm closer to my family. I'm the only American on the team, so I am lucky to have that, and I'm grateful that I can see them as well, and they help me stay motivated too. So yeah.
It's helpful to have all those people around you to support you.
Yeah, I have a lot of love, so I do appreciate that in my tennis right now, a lot of love from people. So
that's great.
Yeah.
So I did kind of want to change gears to the other part of this interview, because this is about more than just you as a student athlete. It's also you as a student and a person beyond that. So What is your major?
Psychology, and my minor is criminal justice. I know this wasn't meant to say kind of both.
Do you have any specific plans at the moment with that degree?
So I want to work for the FBI as a psychologist. I want to talk to, I have an interest, not an interest in serial killers, but I want to interview them and discover their heads and actually like understand what triggers, how do their brains work in that sense. I've always been interested in that, so yeah. And I've talked to someone, I work at a tennis shop, and there was a guy that came in who had the exact same job that I want to do, and he talked to me about it and made me want to do it even more. So yeah, that is plan B. I want to play professional tennis though, so that's plan A, but it helps when you have a degree in something, so.
Yeah. Well, that's a really unique path to have. What is your best memory at WCU so far? It can be tennis related or not, or both.
I have so many good memories, honestly. It's hard to pick one. Something simple though, like after tennis, like as a team, it's always my team. I'm with them a lot, and even outside, we really try to make sure it's not just a team thing or a team, so we genuinely love each other, and we're there for each other with anything. They have been there for me for so many things, and I am grateful for that. At my lows, at my highs, and honestly having those moments where we're just sitting around and not doing anything, eating pizza or something and just watching a show, or just hanging around at one of the apartments at Prospects with our other teammates that live at Speedwell, and we're just sitting there talking about random stuff, not even about tennis. Or I hear two of my teammates talk about basketball and the scores, and I have no clue what they're talking about. I'm like, yeah, that's great. But just those simple stuff, honestly, even just eating lunch, like those little things like matter to me, like those little memories that I make. I'm trying to think of a really big one, but in general, just this whole place is so pretty. I've honestly done things that I've never done before. I still haven't went hiking, still have to put that on my to-do list, but just in general, hearing all the things that other people do, it inspires me so much to do more stuff and make more memories and adventures with people, so yeah.
Yeah, there's so much to do around.
There's
too.
so much to do.
It's hard to do everything.
And have time.
Yeah, exactly, because there's also tennis and there's also classes. But I do have one last question. It's not really athletics or academics related. It's more of a fun question, but who is your go-to artist to listen to before a game to get ready?
I am so complex with the way I listen to. I'm very superstitious, so I listen to a lot of people. I love Dua Lipa. I could go from Dua Lipa to Kendrick Lamar in 2 seconds. It's very random. I've been listening to more country music. I've been inspired. Never thought that at all. Not into that. More of a jazz girl myself. But yeah, I think around there, like Kendrick Lamar. I'll listen to Eminem sometimes. Dua Lipa. I'm trying to think of like I've really been into Dua Lipa. Her new album's amazing. So Doja Cat. Love Doja Cat. That's kind of it. I think that's my range right there.
Pretty good range, whatever helps to get you in the right headspace.
Yeah.
So that is it for today's episode of Chats with Cats with Isabella Sambola. Thank you, Isabella, for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So we'll see you next time, and go Cats.